to JSS Matriculation School Talavadi social class. Today I go to explain you civics lesson number 3 state government. In the past class I explained the governor and chief minister's power and functions. Now I go to explain you in the state government is the state legislature. The constitution provides a legislature for every state. Most of the state have only unicameral legislature, that is legislative assembly. Some states have bicameral legislature, example Bihar, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, and Telangana and Jammu Kashmir. The lower house legislative assembly represents the people of the state. The upper house legislative council represents special interests like teachers, graduates, and local governments. In Tamil Nadu, according to the strength of the legislative assembly, 234 members. The number of the minister may be up to 36, that is 15% of 234. Next we are going to learn about the state legislature subheading is the legislative assembly, means lower house. The legislative assembly is a popular house. It is the real center of the power in the state. It consists of members directly elected by the people on the basis of adult franchise. The strength of the assembly varies from the state to state depending on the population. However, the maximum strength of the assembly must not exceed 500 or its minimum strength not to below 60. The term of the office of the legislative assembly is 5 years. It can be dissolved even before the expiry of its term. The size of the legislative council cannot be more than 1/3 the membership of the legislative assembly, lower house we called, of the state, but its size cannot be less than 40. The legislature assembly subheading is compositions. The legislative assembly of the Tamil Nadu consists of 235 members, out of which 234 members are directly elected by the people from the constituency on the basis of adult franchise, and one member is nominated by the governor from the Anglo-Indian community. The next subheading is cabinet and cabinet committees. A smaller body called cabinet is the nucleus of the council of ministers. It consists of only the cabinet ministers. It is the real center of the authority in the state government. The cabinet works through various committees called cabinet committees. There are two types, standing and ad hoc. The former are of a permanent nature, while the latter are of the temporary nature. The next subheading is the speaker. The legislative assembly elects two of its members as the speaker and deputy speaker. The speaker vacates his office if he cannot continue to be a member of the assembly. The speaker may be removed from office by a resolution of the assembly after giving a 14 days notice. Such a resolution must be passed by the majority of the members present at the time of voting. The speaker does not vacate his office when the assembly is dissolved. He continues to be the speaker until the first sitting of the new assembly. while the office of the Speaker is vacant, the Deputy Speaker performs his functions. The next heading of the lesson is the Legislative Council, Upper House. A Legislative Council is the upper house of the state legislature. The Vidhan Parishad Legislative Council forms a part of the state legislature of India. In 6 of the India's 28 states of Legislative Council serves as the indirectly elected upper house of a bicameral legislature. It is also a permanent house because it cannot be dissolved. Every member of the Legislative Council, MLC, we are called that, serve for a 6-year term with terms staggered so that terms of 1/3 of members expire every 2 years. MLCs must be citizen of India not under 30 years of age, mentally sound, and his name should be in the voters list of the state form which he is or she is contesting the election. Do you know? The Tamil Nadu Legislative Council was abolished by the Tamil Nadu Legislative Council Abolitions Bill 1986. The act came into the force on the 1st November 1986. The upper house will not be there in Tamil Nadu state. Next we are going to learn about the Legislative Council, election to Legislative Councils. How we have selected the peoples. 1/3 of the members are elected by the local bodies. 1/12 of the members are elected by graduates of the universities in the states. The next is 1/12 of the members are elected by graduate teachers. The next is 1/3 of the members are elected by the members of the Legislative Assembly. The next is 1/6 is nominated by the governor, who is eminent in the field of literacy, excellency, art, social service, or cooperation. Next heading of the lesson is the chairman. The chairperson, he or she, we called, is the presiding officer of the upper house. The members elected a chairman and a deputy chairman from among themselves. In the absence of the chairman, the deputy chairman officiate of functions of the legislative councils. And abolitions or creation of legislative councils. So what are the points will be there? Article 169 deals with the creation or abolition of legislative council in a state. Article 169 holds that if the state legislative assembly passes a resolution by the majority of not less than 2/3 of the members present and voting, and by the majority of total strength of the house, requesting the parliament to create or abolish the state legislative council, then the parliament may by law provide for the abolition and creation of the legislative council. Heading of the lesson is functions of the state legislature. Legislative powers. The first main heading of functions on the state legislature is the state legislature can pass law on the subject mentioned in the state list as per the constitutions. It can also pass laws on the current subjects. The state made law in a current subject will become inoperative when the center also passes a law on the same subject. The passing of bill into law follow the same procedure. As in the Union Parliament, every bill passes through three readings, then it becomes an act with the governor's assent. The next main subheading is financial power of state legislature. The legislature controls the finance of the state. The lower house enjoys greater power than the upper house in money matters. Money bills can be introduced only in the lower house or the assembly. No new tax can be levied without the sanction and permissions of the assembly. Next power of the state legislature is control over the executive. The legislature controls the executives. The council of ministers is responsible to the assembly. The ministers have to answer questions asked by the members of the legislature. The next is, and they can be removed from office if the assembly passes a vote of no confidence motion against the ministry. The last power of the state legislature is wide power. In state having two houses, the legislative assembly enjoys more powers than the legislative council. The assembly has complete control over the state finance. The council cannot vote for grants. The council of ministers is responsible only to the assembly.